So if you've done your rec check, you've checked your abdominals, checked the separation, we can move on to our exercises now. Now this is a focus on the abdominal muscles, but we will be working other muscles as well. And George has rolled over again. You just like doing that, don't you, George? So this is what happens. You've got to attend to your baby through the class as well when you're doing your exercises, but it's fine, it doesn't matter. So if you need to stop, you stop and then you just carry on again. You see if we can keep him happy. Yeah. Okay, so what I want you to do is make sure your feet are hip distance apart. So Alison, if you just work your feet together a little bit more, so together, yeah. And what I always say to mums is your hips are not that wide, yeah? We're talking about your hip width, yeah? Not the outside of your hips, just the hip bone width. So that's the position you want to actually have your legs in. I think we're just gonna have to keep you on your front, aren't we, Georgie? Okay, so hold that position there. And we're going to find what we call neutral spine. So to find neutral spine, you need to have a little gap underneath your lower back. So if you get your fingers underneath your lower back, you should be able to get them part way underneath, but not all the way through. So if you just check that for me now, Alison, you should be able to get your fingers part way through, but not all the way through. Yeah. And also you should feel as though your sacrum, that's your tailbone, is flat to the floor. Okay. Holding that position, draw your shoulders down away from your neck, put your tummy muscles in, but without changing the line of your spine, so you've still got that little hollow. We're now going to take some deep breaths, and the first thing I want you to do is to focus as you exhale on pulling up through that pelvic floor muscle. So, pelvic floor, pubic bone, tailbone, draw it together and pull it up inside you. Think of drawing in and tightening. As you do that, you will also feel your tummy muscles coming in just a little bit. So take another breath, inhale. You don't need to look at the screen while you're doing this, just try and focus and think it through. So you've got your neutral position, take a breath, inhale. As you exhale, pubic bone, tailbone, draw together, pull up inside. Now actually actively pull your belly button back towards your spine. Really draw in nice and tight, pulling back towards your spine without changing the line of your spine. That's good. Okay. Now we're going to advance the exercise into something called the bridge. But what's important is that you get that nice hollowing, pulling up through the pelvic floor and hollowing your tummy before you start. So we're going to go again, Alison. Take a breath, inhale. As you exhale, pull up through the pelvic floor, draw everything in together, pull your belly button back towards your spine. Now press the small of the back into the floor and do a pelvic tilt. Okay? And this is the first part of your bridge, is just tilting the pelvis into a pelvic tilt position. By doing this, you now start to work the outer muscles as well as the inner muscles. Holding that position there. Just going to check on little Georgia here. Are you alright, George? Should we put you back on your back? And then Mummy's going to take her pelvis back into that neutral position. And I want you to repeat that through a few more times for me. Hello, George. So, from your neutral position, hello, Sweetheart. And then going back into that pelvic tilt position. Go back to your neutral again and repeat that for me about 4 more times. You're just determined to roll over, aren't you? That's fine. Now the other thing that often happens is the knees drop out to the side. So I'm going to show you a little trick. You can use a cushion. We're using yoga blocks here. But you can just put a little cushion between your knees and just hold it there, and that stops your knees from wandering out. If you feel you're going knock-kneed, your feet are too wide, you need to work your feet in towards each other a little bit more. So finish off in your last pelvic tilt. Should we have a look at what Mummy's doing here, Georgie? Should we have a look at what Mummy's doing? Okay. And now we're going to advance the bridge. So what I want you to do now is take a breath again, inhale and exhale. As you exhale, pull up through your pelvic floor, hollow your tummy. Now go into your pelvic tilt position, and now start to lift your lower back up off the floor, lifting up. Now, as you lift up off the floor, squeeze your backside. This is where we start to work out the muscles. So squeeze your bum, pulling that, yeah, okay. Keep drawing the shoulder blades back and down, keep pulling your tummy muscles in. Now roll your spine back down. Work from your upper vertebrae back down, hollowing your tummy as you lower back down until your back goes back onto the floor. Tailbone back in that what we call neutral position again, little hollow in your lower back. Take another breath and go again. Pull up through the pelvic floor first, tummy muscles in, and start to roll up. Hold that position there. Tummy in, pelvic floor connected, squeeze that bottom. Can you squeeze in? Squeeze. Can are you squeezing, Georgie? You're squeezing something, aren't you? Yes. And roll back down again. Okay, I'd like you to try that for me one more time. Take a breath, inhale, pull up through, and roll up again. Hollow your tummy, squeeze your bum, hold that position, keep breathing. And then roll back down again. And relax, and you're there, well done. So this next exercise really does focus on your abdominal muscles, and this is all about trying to hold your tummy still, hold your pelvis still while moving a leg, okay? And when you're doing that, this exercise really works on drawing your tummy together. So this is a great one for bringing that gap back and reducing the gap between your tummy muscles. So Alison, what I want you to do is to just hold your pelvis nice and neutral. So hold that neutral line, little hollow in your lower back, tailbone on the floor. Take a nice big deep breath, inhale. As you exhale, pull up through the pelvic floor, hollow your tummy and slide your leg away. Doesn't matter right or left leg, slide the leg away. Take a breath out as you slide. Hold that position, don't let the pelvis move. Take another breath, inhale as you exhale, slide the leg back. Okay, now repeat that on the other side. Now obviously I'm acting as a seat for little Georgie here, and that's actually a good tip when you're exercising with your baby, especially when they get to George's age, he's about 4 months now, when they want to be able to watch you and they actually really enjoy it. So put them in a little bouncy seat and they'll probably quite happily, wide awake, watch you do your exercises, probably join in a little bit too with their own. How are you feeling there? Okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So the objective of this exercise is called the heel slide, is to not allow the pelvis to move at all as you slide the leg away. Take your time over this. So take another breath to bring your leg back, Alison. Keep repeating through. And I'd like you to do this one more time on each leg. Keep hollowing your tummy, keep pulling up through your pelvic floor. And release. And come back. Well done. Okay, I'm going to ask Alison to turn over and lie onto her tummy now. So if you want to just watch while we do this. So coming up onto your side, that's it. And then lying onto your tummy. So just when you're in this position, you're going to place your forehead into your hands in front. Now, if you are still breastfeeding, this may be a little bit uncomfortable. Do you feel you're okay out there, aren't you, Alison?
Yeah.
If you are still breastfeeding, you might want to put just a towel on the top of your chest here, so that it feels a little bit more comfortable and takes the pressure off your boobs. Okay, but if you're okay and you're comfortable in that position, then just hold the position there. Whilst you're lying here, the first thing you're going to do, Alison, is you're going to try and lift your belly up off the floor. It always helps if you connect to your pelvic floor first. So take a breath, inhale, as you exhale, pull up through the pelvic floor and lift your belly off the floor. Now what you don't want to do is lift your hips as you do that. So it's literally like you're trying to scrape your belly off the floor. This is a great way to tone your stomach muscles and then allow it to release. So if you want to lie down with Alison now and repeat that, you can just listen to what I'm doing. Take a breath, inhale as you exhale, pull up through the pelvic floor, hollow your tummy, lift it, literally lifting, scraping your belly up off the floor. That's good. Okay, now I'm going to advance this a little bit by lifting a leg at the same time, but you must connect your core muscles first. What you also want to try and do is just relax the shoulders, so just draw your shoulder blades back and down. Take another breath, inhale as you exhale, pull up through the pelvic floor, hollow your tummy, lift it off the floor. Now lift your right foot half an inch off the floor. So just lift the leg up off the floor. Extend and lengthen your leg away as you lift it up off the floor. Doesn't matter if it's the right or left, as long as it's just one leg. But don't try and lift too high. Squeeze your buttock, keep lifting your tummy, keep pulling up through your pelvic floor. Really important, you're hollowing your tummy as you do that, squeezing your bottom, and really trying to extend and lengthen your leg out from your hip joint. You're almost trying to pull out from the hip socket and lengthen the leg away, release and relax back down. Take another breath, inhale, as you exhale, go again, lift the leg up off the floor, extend and lengthen, really extend and lengthen that leg out for me. Squeeze your buttocks back, lift your belly, don't let your lower back here take any strain. If you feel any strain in your lower back, lower your leg back down to the floor. You feeling okay, Alison?
Yeah, that's fine.
How are you doing, Georgie? Are you okay? Now repeat that again. Hollow your tummy first, connect to your pelvic floor as well, remember. Extend and lengthen and squeeze through your buttocks. And you're holding your leg up for as long as you can take a breath out, really. And again, repeat through. Take a breath as you exhale. Hollow your tummy, extend and lift the leg up. Tummy muscles in, pelvic floor connected. Extend and lengthen. Okay, George. And release. And I'd like you to do that 4 more times through. Read your book. Nearly there. Keep working through. Keep hollowing your tummy. Don't forget that pelvic floor. Stomach muscles in nice and tight. Last 2 coming up. And release. Now you can rest beforehand if you feel tired already. Don't feel you have to do the whole number. We're working towards this, by the way. So we're going to give ourselves a little bit of a stretch now. So the first thing we're going to do is stretch out the front thigh muscle. And this is a muscle that gets very tight. So I'm going to ask Alison to bend her leg. And then if she can, she's going to bring her arm down and reach around to hold onto her foot. Now if you can't reach around to your foot, then you can just hold onto your foot with a towel and stretch through. Take a breath, inhale. As you exhale, try and push your hip down into the floor. And then release and change sides. Well done. It's quite tight, that, isn't it? Yeah. This is a really tight muscle, so it's a good one to stretch. As you can see, Alison's having to she's struggling a little bit to reach, so it is worth thinking about using a towel around your foot to help you reach. Okay, and then release. Now just come back up onto your knees and just relax back and stretch through. So just stretch through and relax. That's good. Now we're going to do one more stretch, and this is for your buttocks, because you've been working your bottom quite a lot in this section. Okay, so what you're going to do is extend one leg out. So just extend your leg out. That's it. Now hold this position here, extending one leg out. And what I also want you to do, hey, where are we going, Georgie? Is to take this knee out to the side slightly. So you want your knee to go out to the sideline of your arms. So just take the knee out to the side and bring your toes in front just a little bit here. So bring that foot round, that's it. And then sit back down again. And if you can, relax your arms down and go into a stretch. How you doing, George? How you doing? Does that feel okay?
Yeah.
If your knee feels uncomfortable, come back up. Don't overstretch it. It should feel comfortable. You should be focusing on stretching your buttock area. And when you're in this position, try to connect to your core again. Pull your tummy muscles in, pelvic floor connected. Whee! And then change sides. And you may find as you're doing this stretch that one side feels tighter than the other. Keep pulling your tummy muscles in, keep connecting to your pelvic floor. And another little trick is to imagine you're trying to lift your tailbone up as you do the stretch. And often you feel the muscles in the bottom really stretching out and releasing when you do that. And you're there, well done.